Oscar is a CFO. He hasn't searched for a job in like 18 years. I'll repeat that, 18 years. Never needed to. And he just found out that his company is being acquired. So, Judy, we'll start with you.
hmm
If you're Oscar and you're facing this situation, what's the very first thing you should begin doing?
Well, after 18 years in the same organization, you haven't had the even the need to begin to start to market or brand yourself. But before you even get into any of that kind of sort of complicated things, I'd say bring it down to simple terms. What is it after 18 years in this role that you've been doing as a CFO? What is it about that role that resonated with you? What were the things that you loved about the work that you were doing? And then also, I tell folks to take a piece of paper and draw a line straight down the middle. And what are the things you hope not to do? Because, well, this situation came upon you and probably not something that you might have even been aware of or welcomed, but take it as an opportunity to say to yourself, for 18 years, the company's been guiding me to different roles. But now I get an opportunity to stop and ask myself, what do I want to do? What's right for Oscar?
Hmm.
And then that is what will be the foundation for what types of jobs should you even look for then, now that you know what it is that you're passionate about and what you want to do. And many folks, if you've been in a role for 18 years, they sort of call this their last hurrah. They want to find that perfect job for those last, they tell me 5 years, but when you find the right job, you're probably going to stay for 10 or 15 or until you get ready to retire because everything about the role, it connects with what you want. But you can't even begin to brand or market yourself or tell your story until you first stop and figure out what is it that I want. And I think that's where the jumping off point needs to begin.
Yeah. Mark, you're nodding in agreement. Would you like to compliment what Judy had to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, great points, Judy. And I'd add to that with that balance sheet, left, right. What's your passion? And
Mm,
that's key. So that's one thing to really be sharp on that. Second, I'd say in addition to that, get your head right. I actually was dealing with a CFO recently who, after 22 years, was in the same position as Judy described. And she was feeling down and kind of like almost defensive. And she gave me a quote that I've used. It's graphic, but it's true. She says, "The day you join a corporation, they fire a bullet. It's not a matter of if, it's when." And
mm,
she said, with that, she felt, really bad about it. And I said, here, let's talk through that. You're in great company. This happens over and over and over again. It's one of the nature of having an executive position, with reorgs, downsizing, you name it, it happens. And with that, just know in confidence, people accept this. Hiring executives accept this. And matter of fact, that is where often talent is, found in these transitions. So it wasn't one conversation, but a series of conversations and working with her to finally have her feel good about that. And then therefore, let's look forward. What do you bring? And that's where we start transitioning. What are you going after? And then what's your unique point of value that you can provide, that you want to provide, that would be accepted and craved for in the marketplace? And the one other thing I would add, Judy, for the 18 years or 22 years, you got to show relevance. Okay. It's binary in that, great, you showed loyalty. You've been able to dodge that bullet for 18 or 20 some odd years, but have you
right.
kept your finger on the pulse of the industry? That's what's going to be looked at. Not only, do you have longevity, but are you current? Do you know what's happening in the market? Do you know the trends? Do you know technology enablement wherever you're at? So those are some of the additional considerations before we get into the more tactical and complex things that Judy was alluding to.